11 News starts with breaking news.
The Allegheny County Health Department has sent out an update on coronavirus cases in the last hour. It's learned of 246 new cases. Those are from tests done over the past 2 weeks. The report also shows the virus is hitting all age groups. In the newest cases, ages range from as young as 2 months up to 102 years old. The health department is also reporting 5 additional deaths from earlier this month. County officials have scheduled a briefing for later this afternoon, and Governor Tom Wolf is also set to talk later today. Look for any new information tonight at 5 on Channel 11 News. More breaking news. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference has put all NCAA sports on hold until next year. That means postponing all fall sports and delaying winter seasons. There are 18 teams in the conference at the Division II level. 17 are in Pennsylvania, including Slippery Rock, IUP, Cal U, and Clarion. All fall and winter sports scheduled to begin before January 1st are impacted by this decision. 2 people were hurt when an out-of-control car slammed into a business in Coraopolis. Today, the owners are cleaning up the mess left behind. And Channel 11's Mike Holden takes a look at the damage.
Emergency responders have since cleared out of this area, and the business, well, it's now boarded up. Neighboring owners tell us they have a tremendous sense of relief that this didn't happen hours earlier. Channel 11 was right there moments after this driver lost control and smashed into a 5th Avenue business. It played out early this morning here in Coraopolis. The impact of the crash was so strong, the car took out the entire storefront, went into the building, and sent debris and glass scattered everywhere. Coraopolis police confirmed 2 women were inside of the car, and they're investigating what went wrong. Police confirmed the women actually became trapped in the debris, and first responders had to cut them from the wreckage. Both were rushed to local hospitals for treatment. A tow truck eventually hauled away their heavily damaged car. Neighboring business owners say they feel for everyone involved, and had the crash happened last night, the outcome could have been even more traumatic.
There always are cars because there are people that live up there, so there are always cars parked on both sides of the street, so it could have been a lot worse. There could have probably been 2 or 3 cars right here.
I'm now checking in with Coraopolis police to ask them about the status of this case and what happens next in the process. Plus, I'm working to get additional updates from business owners and their true message of gratitude to first responders. Reporting in Coraopolis, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Warmer today with plenty of sunshine. Let's head over to meteorologist Jessica Faith with her forecast and severe weather Center 11. Jessica?
Yeah, you see the sunshine behind me looking good this midday. Beautiful in Pittsburgh with the sunshine coming straight onto the landscape. Your midday temperatures mostly in the lower 80s. We have 81 degrees in Pittsburgh, 82 for Washington, Greensburg, and Butler. And this is just the start of the afternoon. We are going to warm things up in a pretty big way. Hey, no rain for today. But as we go into tomorrow, a system right now bringing a good bit of rain, now moving from the Great Plains toward the Midwest. This is what we expect to slide into our area, giving us showers and storms going into tomorrow. So that's something to watch as we go throughout your Thursday. Back in the 90s by this afternoon. Again, those storms tomorrow, and those storms could possibly be severe. Up next, I'm going to show you hour by hour what you can expect and go into the impacts, and that'll come up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Jessica. We are getting a better idea of what school could look like for Pittsburgh public students. The district is still in the planning phase, but some of the recommendations include offering in-person and online learning and letting families decide which they'd like to do. Also, they can alternate which days students are in the classroom. Students and teachers are required to wear masks throughout the school day and social distance, including on buses. The superintendent says uncertainty makes it hard to plan, even though school starts in less than 2 months.
We want you to understand that this is a fluid process. It's not static. It's based on the recommendations that we get, and they potentially change every day. So we need to be able to pivot at a moment's notice.
The district is also considering pushing the start of the year back from August 26th to the 31st to give teachers more time to plan. The board says it will vote on the safety plan next Wednesday. Some good news in the search for a coronavirus vaccine. A biotech company says its vaccine is working so far, and the company is now preparing for the next phase of trials. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has the latest.
promising signs in the fight against COVID-19. Massachusetts-based drug maker Moderna says the vaccine it's working on induced antibody responses in all phase 1 trial participants, including Jennifer Haller.
I'm very encouraged by these results. I think it shows that they're on the right track with this vaccine. And it's also really exciting that there are many other vaccine trials going on right now all across the world.
The trial included 45 healthy adults. Each received 2 vaccinations, 28 days apart, at 1 of 3 doses. The vaccine was generally well tolerated, but half of the participants experienced symptoms, including fatigue and muscle aches. The results were just published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The researchers say that after the second dose, all 45 participants developed neutralizing antibodies, the type needed to fight the virus. According to the study, the antibodies were at levels up to 4 times the amount found in patients who have recovered from COVID-19.
Our vaccine generates neutralizing antibodies to levels that seem to be higher than what you get with a typical infection. And that's important because even if immunity wanes over time, the higher you start, the longer the runway until it wanes.
But Dr. Anthony Fauci tempered expectations on Tuesday at a virtual forum hosted by Georgetown University.
No vaccine is going to be 100% protective. What we hope is that with a combination of people having already been exposed and a vaccine that's anywhere from 70-75% effective, that there will be enough herd immunity, that there will be a time when you and I don't have to worry about getting infected with this awful virus.
For now, Moderna is aiming to enroll 30,000 adults in its phase 3 trial, set to begin later this month. Moderna is not without its critics. Some scientists had previously said that the fast-track nature of all this essentially amounted to science by press release. But now that these early results have been published in a peer-reviewed medical journal, they are certainly getting a lot of attention. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, New York.
Face coverings may have prevented a coronavirus outbreak at a Missouri hair salon after more than 100 people were exposed to the virus. The CDC report focused on a Springfield hair salon where 2 stylists had worked before testing positive for COVID-19. The pair had worked on 139 clients at the time. Everyone followed policy and wore face masks, and none of their clients or their secondary contacts ended up contracting the virus. The scientists say the use of face masks likely mitigated the spread. International students can breathe a sigh of relief. The Trump administration has canceled a new rule that would have forced many students to leave the country. The rule would have required international students to transfer or leave the U.S. if their colleges held classes entirely online this fall. The White House backed down after Harvard and MIT, with the backing of more than 200 other schools, filed a lawsuit. That's welcome news for more than 100 exchange students at Slippery Rock University. The school's president wrote the students a letter letting them know he would stand by them and do whatever he could to let them pursue their education.
My concern is, what if, like last semester, we have to go fully online, but we would keep some face-to-face instruction enough to meet the federal guidelines.
Slippery Rock plans on announcing its reopening plan today. Officials have said it will likely include both in-person classes and online classes. President Donald Trump is heading to Atlanta today to talk about rebuilding America. He's expected to announce a new policy that would speed up projects on highways, bridges, and roads. The White House says this is about removing red tape. Our Serena Marshall explains why critics disagree.
Good afternoon to you. This new rule we expect the president to announce later this afternoon would scale back environmental reviews for infrastructure projects. In Atlanta, he plans to make the case environmental reviews stifle important projects like rebuilding roadways. The Environmental Policy Act requires federal agencies to study the impact new infrastructure projects will have on the environment before permits are issued. The expected rule will roll that back, shortening the time for an assessment and restrict how agencies factor in climate change when approving projects. Supporters say the process is red tape that takes far too long to finish. Critics argue it is a giveaway to polluters by dismantling the 50-year-old environmental protection law. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers have been pushing their own plans to rebuild the nation's crumbling infrastructure. The president's trip to Georgia follows his likely 2020 rival, former Vice President Joe Biden's unveiling of his own $2 trillion infrastructure plan focused on energy efficiency. Reporting from outside Washington, I'm Serena Marshall, Channel 11 News.
Two bills designed to eliminate racial inequality in Pittsburgh have been approved by City Council and are waiting for Mayor Bill Peduto's signature. The first bill gives the go-ahead to create a racial equity commission. It will have up to 17 members. Their job will be to advise officials on programs to reduce institutional racism. The second bill commits the city to a 10-point plan for erasing inequality, I should say. They include things like using a racial equity lens in all decisions, promoting equity in government agencies, and transforming black neighborhoods into stable, mixed-income communities. There's new video of an arrest that has sparked protest in eastern Pennsylvania. Police say the man on the screen spit at hospital staff, and that's what officers tried to restrain him. At one point, you could see an officer put his knee on the man's neck and head, and that's the same tactic that led to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. This arrest has led to days of protests in Allentown. Police and the district attorney are investigating. Just yesterday, Governor Tom Wolf signed 2 new police reform bills into law. They require police departments to document misconduct and share that information with other departments when the officer is applying for a new job. They also require officers to undergo a mental health evaluation and training on how to de-escalate situations. A new group dedicated to increasing accountability plans to look at the Sewickley Police Department. The group is called the Quaker Valley Inclusivity Alliance. It's open to anyone who wants to learn more about the police department in their town. The group sent a letter to the mayor and police chief in Sewickley requesting a meeting to learn more about things like the department's policies, training techniques, and funding. If you've been waiting to file your taxes, you already know that today is tax day, the last day to file your taxes or a request for an extension. The deadline was originally April 15th, but that was pushed back. The extension applied only to federal income taxes, but 47 states, including Pennsylvania, also pushed back state deadlines as well. If you need more time, you must file your extension request by today or face a penalty. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is in the hospital with a possible infection. The High Court says she was experiencing fever and chills. She's expected to stay in the hospital for a few days for treatment. A coronavirus case at this local apartment complex.
I wasn't entirely surprised just because of everything that's going on in the area.
But many renters aren't usually notified. Why landlords are not required to tell you.
I can't sleep because my son's out there.
Her baby boy has been missing for more than a week. The trouble police are running into as they try to find the child.
We're dry and sunny today, but up next, I'll show you potential impacts with potential severe weather coming tomorrow in just a little bit.
James Holzhauer and the first player to ever beat him, Emma Betcher, will meet again this week in the Tournament of Champions, presented by Consumer Cellular. Jeopardy, tonight at 7, followed by Wheel of Fortune. for the drawings for the Pennsylvania Lottery is Channel 11. You can only see the lottery drawings on Channel 11 right before Jeopardy and at 11:11 on Channel 11 News. The Pennsylvania Lottery is on Channel 11. Channel 11 News 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
A 2-year-old Philadelphia boy has been missing for more than a week. Police say they're getting a lot of conflicting stories. The boy's mother said her son had been staying with his stepfather for the past month. Last week, the stepfather texted to say he dropped the boy off with a babysitter. The babysitter claimed she returned the boy to his mother, but the mother says that never happened.
The babysitter, she's lying on her end completely. I just know she is. You never dropped my son off. Everybody just messed up right now, you know, but we're not going to stop looking for him.
Community members spent the last few days searching a nearby hiking trail, but there has been no sign of the boy.
It was just nice to actually be informed that that happened.
And by now, we're all used to hearing when a coworker or someone who works with the public gets COVID-19. But what about someone who lives just down the hall from you? Channel 11's Jillian Hartman found out why many apartment complexes don't notify tenants when there's a positive case.
Well, the Haven apartment complex right behind me is in the heart of Cranberry Township. There are hundreds of units filled with families, young adults, and elderly couples. But we just learned that they all received this notice that a person living here tested positive for COVID-19.
It's always disheartening, but it's never surprising.
Melissa McLean lives here and says management slipped this letter underneath each door, notifying tenants of the positive case. The complex responded quickly and continued to clean shared spaces like the gym and pool. Signage is also posted all over, reminding tenants to social distance and wash hands.
So I feel good about the fact that they've had so many rules and they've been so clear about them.
But apparently, apartment complexes, public housing, and neighborhoods are not legally obligated to inform tenants of a COVID-19 case.
But there's no clear-cut rule on what a landlord is to do and what is expected of a tenant.
There's no law because this has not happened before. Right now, it's up to the tenant to tell their landlord, and even then, they don't have to. The information does not come from the health department due to privacy laws. They only inform close contacts. If a tenant does notify the landlord, there is still no guarantee other tenants will be informed. That's why attorney Phil DeLacente says there should be a law.
These are shared spaces, spaces where children, elderly persons might go. Not only should they clean that, but the tenant has a right to know whether or not this person in my structure is infected, and I need to be on higher guard.
Public housing officials of Allegheny County and City of Pittsburgh tell me a few tenants tested positive for COVID-19 and alerted them. But they did not share this information with other tenants because of privacy issues, and they did not want to create a panic. Instead, they continued to take steps to limit exposure, cleaning common areas. But with no law in place, you may never know the person living next door to you could have the virus.
That's kind of scary, but that's surprising to me. I feel really thankful that they've let us know and that they've been so clear and transparent about everything they're trying to do to keep our apartment complex healthy, because obviously all it takes is like one really bad mistake to impact the entire community.
Now, the complex here tells me they notified tenants out of respect. Right now, the individual is self-isolating until he or she is medically cleared. Now, I spoke with Senator Jay Costa over the phone about possible legislation, but he says it's up to the Secretary of Health to put guidelines in place. However, it does not prevent legislation from being introduced. Reporting in Cranberry Township, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
A local borough expects to lose more than $20,000 after canceling an event. The Aspenwall Neighborhood Watch hosts the Big Night Out every August. It's the borough's largest community event. Last year, proceeds were split between the police, fire department, and Foxwall EMS. Movie theaters are shut down, but there's another alternative. Rivers of Steel is turning the Cary Blast Furnace into a drive-in. Events will be held throughout the summer. The first movies will be shown on July 24th and 25th, featuring movies filmed in Pittsburgh, including Jessica's soon-to-be new favorite movie, Flashdance. Tickets are now on sale.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Happy Wednesday. Today we're staying dry, good to go, plenty of sunshine, a good day to get outside. It's just going to be hot. Temperatures will be back into the 90s this afternoon. We're watching this system giving showers and storms throughout portions of the Midwest because this system will continue to march toward the east, increasing our chances for showers and storms going into tomorrow. Here's the outlook for tomorrow. So slight risk for most of the area. Slight meaning that's level 2 out of 5. Scattered severe storms expected for the area shaded in yellow. Now, it's category 1 out of 5. That is the marginal risk, and those areas could have isolated severe storms. So this is what we expect during the morning hours, really staying mostly dry. And then as we head into the afternoon, those showers starting to spark. Could see spots of light rain at first into the early afternoon, staying dry. As we go later into the afternoon hours, those storms will start to spark, including heavy rain, gusty winds, possibly damaging winds, and also hail could be a possibility. Into the afternoon hours, around 4, let's say 5 o'clock, showers starting to move farther eastward, moving throughout the area. And even into the evening and nighttime hours, still dealing with those storms. But as we go into the nighttime hours, the severe weather threat will be decreasing from west to east. And still dealing with showers around 7 o'clock, but around 11 o'clock, a lot of that rain out of our area, maybe just an isolated shower or two lingering around, but most of that area pushing well off toward the east. So this is what you can expect. And make sure to check in this evening with Danielle. She will be in with the latest, but the highest threat remains high damaging wind. We expect some of those thunderstorms to get strong, possibly even some severe thunderstorms, which could produce high damaging wind. And keep in mind, even though the winds aren't spinning, doesn't mean that they aren't damaging. Could have significant damage with those high winds. Flooding is a possibility. Hail is a possibility. Even though tornadoes are at the low end of the spectrum, we can't completely rule that out. Again, we will have the latest information later this evening and continue to check back in with this forecast. If you will be out and about during the afternoon and evening hours, you need to stay weather aware. We all need to stay weather aware as we go into your Thursday. But today, again, a pretty good day to get outside. Just hot once again, 91 degrees. Not done with the 90s. They do return this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. We're actually going to keep the 90s for quite some time. Tomorrow does include the highest rain coverage and also intensity. Maybe just a few isolated showers and thunderstorms for Friday during the first half of the day mainly. And then this weekend, similar story, isolated, meaning most won't see rain, but maybe some rain could give some rain-cooled air, which is welcome because the heat will continue to crank up this weekend. We can always view temperatures in the low to mid 90s.
New research suggests the moon is younger than we thought. Scientists generally agree the moon was formed from when debris from an ancient planet collided with Earth billions of years ago. But there's been disagreement about when that happened. Previous estimations put the moon's age at 4.5 billion years, but a report published recently in the scientific journal Science suggests the moon is 85 million years younger. A mother frantic as an officer rushes to save a choking baby. The life-saving move caught on camera. And a boy with autism was not allowed on his favorite ride. Why Hershey Park is standing by their decision to turn the family away at the gate.
Handmade hearts displayed on local doors and windows with messages of gratitude and hope. Neighbors are showing support for frontline workers and bringing a light to this dark time.
It's also to uplift the people in the neighborhood and the community.
Spreading a message of love makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com. Pennsylvania Lottery is on Channel 11. Look for drawings at 7 and 11:11 p.m.
A Pennsylvania mother says her son wasn't allowed into Hershey Park because he can't wear a mask. She says he has asthma and autism, which prevents him from covering his face or putting anything on his head. The park says if you can't wear a mask due to health reasons, then they have to wear a face shield. An advocacy group believes the park is doing the right thing.
I think it's a person at a time. And I know most businesses they can't afford to take it a person at a time. But with a person with a disability, that's how you have to take it.
Hershey Park is standing by its decision to turn the family away. More details, Kennywood is facing a lawsuit over its mask policy that does not allow exceptions for medical conditions or disabilities. Just yesterday, the park removed all mask break zones, calling it a distraction to safety measures. The zones had allowed people to remove their masks for a break if they maintained social distancing. A police dash camera captured incredible video of an officer saving a choking baby in Michigan.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
See just how frantic the family is there. The baby girl, 3 weeks old. She was choking when the mother rushed her out to the officer's cruiser. That officer stayed calm, flipped the baby onto her stomach, and delivered a few back blows, and then the baby started crying and is doing fine today. The infant choked and lost consciousness while drinking milk from her bottle last Thursday.
35 people donated. We're giving you a tip of $650.
Restaurant workers hit hard by the shutdowns, and people are stepping up to help. The Big Tip Challenge still ahead. First, the new initiative to help our city's most vulnerable get the resources they need to succeed.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5. Channel 11 News, 11 and 11 means you get 11 minutes of news and weather
before the first commercial.
It means live coverage of breaking news, local news, and your first look at weather.
All before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News, 11 and 11.
Watch tonight.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
We're back with breaking news. The state health department has released its report on coronavirus cases county by county. We mentioned the 246 new cases in Allegheny County. Those are from tests done over the past 2 weeks. The state is reporting 29 new cases in Washington County and 21 new cases in Westmoreland County. There are 14 new cases reported in Beaver. As we've been telling you, health officials say they are seeing significant increases in the number of cases in younger age groups, and we just learned how big of a change in April. 5% of cases in southwestern PA were among 19 to 24-year-olds. So far this month, 23% of cases are in that age group. 16 Pittsburgh city workers are off the job after testing positive. That's what the mayor's office told the Trib. They include 2 environmental services employees, 7 people in the police department, 5 fire bureau employees, and 2 EMS workers.
We're trying to bring care to them in their environment.
A new initiative focused on Pittsburgh's homeless, bringing resources to the streets and to shelters throughout the community. There are hundreds of people in Pittsburgh in need of assistance, and sometimes asking for or getting help isn't easy. Our Michelle Newell introduces us to a new program to help our city's homeless.
In response to COVID-19, we recognize that there is a significant increased risk for people to be experiencing homelessness.
With evictions at an all-time high due to the COVID-19 pandemic, some families are so financially strapped, they are forced to experience something they never have before.
The pandemic is very dangerous for people experiencing homelessness.
It's also difficult for those who have been homeless for a long time.
We're trying to bring care to them in their environment at a time when they may be more predisposed to crisis than the average day.
The Office of Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto and the Allegheny Health Network have teamed up to address unmet challenges the homeless community has been experiencing.
We know right now that our first responders are encountering a lot of individuals with those unmet needs and have been asking for some time for support. We also recognize that the community has been asking for that same support.
The support will help ease the workload for first responders who aren't necessarily equipped to address certain calls.
Mental well-being, homelessness, and substance use.
The program is made up of a group of teams that will handle those issues in these communities: Pittsburgh's North Side, downtown Pittsburgh, the Hill District, and Homewood. Teams will offer these tools to practice control affection in homeless communities: hygiene, masks, education about physical distancing, safe places to shelter in place, and provide access to services.
We know that congregate settings are right for coronavirus explosions. So a lot of the current outreach work is dedicated to keeping people safe in those environments.
Michelle Newell, Channel 11 News.
Indoor dining and alcohol sales are banned right now at restaurants and bars in Allegheny County, and the county health department is keeping a close eye on the safety of outdoor dining. The department's food safety program is hosting a number of online informational sessions. Many restaurants have turned into sidewalk cafes, and the county wants to make sure that doesn't impact people with disabilities. They're asking the businesses to maintain 6 feet of pedestrian space, providing ADA access, and maintain access to utilities and fire hydrants. Businesses looking for more answers are encouraged to contact the health department. State lawmakers are moving ahead with an amendment that would limit a governor's power during an emergency declaration. Republicans feel Governor Wolf has too much power right now, so they're working on a bill that would allow the governor to declare an emergency and assume powers for 21 days. But after that, lawmakers would have to approve any continuation. If the bill passes, it would appear on the ballot for voters to decide. Governor Wolf says the change is not necessary. Coronavirus has more people moving out of the cities and into the suburbs. Channel 11's Blair Miller joins us from our Washington bureau with the impact this could have on some cities already facing financial hardship.
Online real estate services say they're seeing a trend with people who are looking for single-family homes, a jump of nearly 30% from earlier this year.
City living has always had its perks, close to everything. Now, some people may be saying it's too close.
What you're seeing is that a lot of people are frightened.
Michael Fisher works with government leaders in New York on housing issues. One big thing they've noticed happening in New York and many other cities over the last 3 months, some people are quickly looking to make a change.
People are frightened of this. They want to get out of the city and they want to go into the suburbs because they feel that they're going to be safer there.
Online real estate search engine Redfin reported a surge over the last 2 months in people looking for homes in suburbs. In some cities, with buildings boarded up and now states rethinking their reopening plans, the long-term financial impact could be severe. It's so concerning in some places like San Francisco that city leaders are trying to come up with ways to keep people from moving. With cities already strapped for money, any financial fix could be years away. But if something doesn't change, business leaders know the fallout could last a long time.
It's the most heart-wrenching because this is our livelihood, and so many hairdressers, they live paycheck to paycheck.
Real estate analysts say the next couple of months will be key to seeing any long-term trends. The summer months, the height of the home shopping season. I'm Blair Miller for Channel 11 News.
Warmer weather today. Meteorologist Jessica Faith takes us through the next 24 hours in Severe Weather Center 11. Jessica?
Well, as we go into the next couple of hours, expect those temperatures to climb in a pretty big way. I'm talking about the 90s returning for this afternoon. Now, for tomorrow, we're switching things up where we're sunny and beautiful and hot today. We're going to keep the heat tomorrow, but ditching the sunshine, welcoming back showers and storms during mainly the second half of the day. Not only are we expecting storms, we're expecting severe weather to be possible, including high damaging wind, hail, and also frequent lightning. Can't rule out an isolated tornado either. So maybe you want to head outside. Today is lunchtime. Maybe you want to eat your lunch outside. You are good to go. Plenty of sunshine. And here's a sneak peek looking outside, live perspective in Pittsburgh. Again, this will completely change going into tomorrow, adding cloud cover and storms for the afternoon. Coming up next, I'll show you what you can expect as far as severe weather is concerned. And again, that's coming up in just a little bit.
35 people donated. We're giving you a tip of $650.
People are stepping up to help workers, helping them get money because of the shutdowns. The big tip challenge coming up next.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, and we've been bringing you a special version of Local Steals and Deals, where we shine a spotlight on amazing companies and their passionate founders. Small businesses really are the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. With Local Steals and Deals, we bring you exclusive offers from these brands on products that make your life safer, brighter, and more fun at a time when we all really need it. Join us in making a difference. Simply pick up your phone and text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
David Johnson and Lisa Sylvester on Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
Restaurants are still taking a big hit, and servers who depend on tips are feeling the crunch. But sometimes the best in people, I should say, come out during a time of crisis. And reporter Deanna Betnishi shows us how a man from Ohio paid it forward on a vacation in Virginia Beach.
Tucked in the Vibe Creative District in Virginia Beach is Commune, a restaurant serving up breakfast and lunch. Last week was winding down to be a normal week for waitress Aubrey Sykerbick until Dan Pugh and his fiancée walked in. More was brewing than just coffee.
I spoke with Aubrey a little bit, and she told me she was a psych major.
He was just asking me about school and how long I've worked here.
After the couple finished their meal and she went to give them their check, they started recording this interaction.
So over 35 people donated. We're giving you a tip of $650. Awesome. We like this place. Really want to, make somebody's day.
Pugh grabbed the cash and started counting out the $650 he raised through social media's Venmo challenge, a challenge where people donate money through Venmo, a mobile payment app, and then it's given to someone as a surprise. Sykerbick, who was out of work for 2 months because of COVID-19, says this generous act couldn't have come at a better time.
And I didn't know what to think at all, so I was just so overwhelmed.
And Pugh didn't end up just helping her.
That generous, just so generous contribution just really helped me and all my coworkers so much because we share tips.
Pugh says he hopes others see this and think about doing the Venmo challenge too.
It wasn't about me. It wasn't about the money. It was just really about spreading some love.
That little act of kindness, that generous act of kindness is just enough to make me realize that there's still good people.
That little bit of extra cash will go a long way. The server says she's saving it to go towards her college degree. Your private information is safer now than it was before the pandemic. The reason why there are fewer cyber attacks.
Today with the sunshine, we are cranking up the heat. Coming up in about 6 minutes, I'll let you know how hot.
This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11. Accurate details, experienced coverage, trusted weather source.
I'm tracking a strong storm moving into Greensburg.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Count on Channel 11 News 11 at 11 tonight.
Channel 11 News and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life.
Whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
When you want news from where you live,
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Two 19th century buildings have been saved from demolition. The Pittsburgh Planning Commission rejected a plan to tear down buildings along Market Street. That included the former home of Froggy's Bar. Commissioners told our trip partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times the building adds to the historic character of the neighborhood. The developer wanted to demolish the buildings and make way for a new office and residential tower. As COVID cases continue to rise and businesses struggle, many homegrown heroes are stepping up to help others. CNBC's Sharon Epperson takes a look at the psychology behind helping out and how it can also help you.
From sewing masks to creating personal protective equipment to feeding frontline workers, many people across the country have stepped up to serve.
I would like to recognize my homegrown hero, Sarah. She works anywhere from 20 to 30 hours a week with her mother, sewing masks for frontline workers.
I would like to nominate my boss. He's been working with his company to purchase meals from local family-owned restaurants and businesses to donate to frontline workers.
Whether it's their profession or passion, they're finding ways to do what they can to uplift their communities.
Thank you,
Some experts suggest helping others can also be an effective way to alleviate anxiety and improve your own well-being.
If we can distract ourselves, we move away from the constant thought, the worry, the overthinking. And one of the best ways to distract yourself is to help somebody else.
Dr. George James, a licensed family therapist, says when facing unprecedented levels of stress, emotional benefits of showing up for other people can be significant.
We might realize that it's maybe not as bad as we thought. We see how other people are still happy, even in the worst situations.
At this food distribution center in New Rochelle, New York, National Guard members and volunteers have served food and meals to as many as 18,000 people every week since early March. Many of the same volunteers keep coming back. It's a way for them to give back and also help themselves cope during the crisis.
Members of our community are so grateful and thankful for not only the staff and volunteers that are doing this every day. So getting that feedback and a positive sense of motivation really enlightens them and fuels them to continue on, people helping people.
It's fulfilling a purpose that drives the volunteers and also helps them deal with life's challenges today and in the days ahead. For CNBC, I'm Sharon Epperson.
While coronavirus-related scams have soared, the number of data breaches in the first half of the year plummeted. The Identity Theft Resource Center says there was a 33% drop in the number of reported data breaches. The number of people impacted by data breaches dropped by 2/3. Experts say the dramatic shift from working in office to working remotely has had a big impact because organizations are on high alert looking for any signs of a cyber attack.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Happy Wednesday. We have beautiful conditions this midday. Here's a sneak peek of what you're probably seeing out of your window. Abundant sunshine, those temperatures warming up, and we are warm right now in Pittsburgh at 81 degrees with that wind coming in from the east at about 9 miles per hour. Temperatures across the board, mostly lower 80s, 82, Greensburg, Butler, Washington, Morgantown. Happy Wednesday to you. You're at 83 degrees, mid-80s, the warm spot this morning, or this afternoon rather, 85 in Beaver. We're going to continue to heat up in a pretty big way within the next few minutes. Those temperatures could still be in the lower 80s, but reaching in the mid-80s, around 86 in Pittsburgh. And by the time we continue to heat up around peak heating hours, those temperatures are expected to get into the lower 90s. So back into the 90s once again. We did have a nice small break, but the 90s will return in a pretty big way this afternoon, and likely not seeing those 90s go away until later this evening, closer to sunset. So sometime around 8 o'clock, finally getting out of the 90s. And with the sunshine and rain expected tomorrow, you may want to go ahead and get outside and get some things done, maybe get some yard work done, wash your car, just enjoy some time outside, because tomorrow you may have to stay inside while those storms push through the area. So as you are headed out and about enjoying the sunshine, remember to wear light, loose-fitting clothing. Stay hydrated. One big key tip there to beat the heat. Also, you may want to avoid strenuous activity or take frequent breaks. Also, check on those most vulnerable to the heat. Check on the elderly and also the kids as they play outside. They are likely not to take breaks or take water breaks, and make sure you keep an eye on them. And also check on on your pets if they're outside. Know that they don't like the heat either. Again, showers and storms are returning tomorrow. Still expected to be in the 90s, though, and those thunderstorms are expected during the second half of the day. Those storms could be strong to possibly even severe. Those storms could include high damaging winds, especially with some of the stronger thunderstorms tomorrow. Tomorrow will definitely be a day that you want to stay weather aware throughout the afternoon and evening. We could also have small hail and locally heavy rain with those small but very powerful cells that could dump a lot of rain on one area in a short amount of time. So flooding will be something to monitor as we head throughout the afternoon and evening hours. And tomorrow does include the highest rain coverage, maybe a few isolated storms left over for your Friday. Friday really looking like a mostly dry day, but still hot in the 90s. We roll that heat into the weekend. Weekend always in view, isolated showers and thunderstorms expected as well. And you see it 90s across the board for the next 5 days.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Now here's a look at local steals and deals.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and here's a question for you. How many times have you dropped your cell phone, the french fries, an earring, your keys down in your car in between the seat and the console? Drop Stop is something that's changed lots of people's lives because there's no more dropping. And the gentlemen who actually invented it are joining us today. Mark and Jeffrey, how are you guys?
Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. So this is something you invented because you literally had the scare of a lifetime.
Correct. We were driving on Sunset Boulevard. My cell phone slipped down the gap. I saw it falling, so I just quickly tried to save it, yanked the wheel, got distracted, went up on a sidewalk. A guy leaped 3 feet in the air, would have killed him, and just missed a telephone pole by an inch. And I just started screaming, why doesn't somebody come up with some way to block this stupid crack? And that was where the idea was born. That's how we did it.
Well, I have to say it's funny because I had this in one car, loved it, got a new car, forgot to put it in, and kept dropping things down like, where's my drop stop? So
Drop Stop sometimes blends so perfectly people forget it's even in their car. That's the thing. We made it to last 30 years, 40 years. It'll never fall apart. But we get repeat business when folks trade in their cars or something like that. And they're always happy to buy another one.
You've really seen the results from this being in cars. You put it in a whole of police departments, cruiser cars, and it made a difference.
Yeah, we actually did a deal with the Los Angeles Police Department about a year or so ago where they put it in all 3,500 of their cruisers. And they found after a year later of those cars traveling 42 million miles, a 43% reduction in accidents in those vehicles. So everybody knows it's, the nuisance, the frustration, but it can actually save your life.
So one of the things I love is that these gentlemen, of course, we all know this has been on Shark Tank. We love it. But now they're offering a set of 2 on localsteals.com. Think about getting this for everyone in your family and anyone you care about, anyone behind the wheel. It is a phenomenal idea. Mark and Jeffrey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Say Channel 11 News, 11 at 11 all the time.
But this is what it means.
It means you get 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
It means we deliver breaking news, local news happening now, and details about what's happened since 6.
All before the first commercial.
11 at 11 means I'll track storms and bring you your first look at weather before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News, 11 at 11.
11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Watch tonight.
Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
Workers in Massachusetts were caught off guard when a small fawn took a quick dip at a swimming pool. The fawn ran through a fence, hopped into the pool, and swam a lap before dashing through the other end of the fence. It's always been believed that dogs age 7 times faster than humans, but a new study suggests that's not true. Results found the equation for dogs' age is a lot more complicated. Researchers at the University of California, San Diego say a 1-year-old dog is close to a 31-year-old human. A 5-year-old dog is similar to a 57-year-old human, and a 10-year-old dog is similar to a 68-year-old human. Researchers based their equation on canine and human genomes after studying 104 Labrador retrievers. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. You can get breaking news updates anytime at our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
11 at 11 starts with team coverage of this breaking story.
Accurate details.
Tonight we're talking to parents who have major concerns.
Experienced coverage.
Our crew is live in Washington.
Trusted weather source.
Just got a warning in for Westmoreland County.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Dependable coverage of breaking news.
We have been